Because every day above ground is a good day. Some are just more questionable than others. Questionable call, Wednesday edition, 7 on the board, and we roll into it to the NBA Summer League. Jaylen Brown sitting courtside with a couple of WNBA stars. See if you can make out what it is he's saying about Bronny James. Take a look at this. So there's Jaylen Brown, and he's saying something about Bronny. I don't think he's a pro. You see that, not so sure. And there's Kai. She's saying something about G League. And then Jaylen saying something about, yeah, but with his name and his dad and Lakers. And meanwhile, Angel Reese wants no part of it. Well, we got lip-reading experts that actually do this for a living. They went into this video and said it's not difficult. It's pretty clear what they said. And here are the subtitles of what actually was said. Take a look. Jaylen Brown, I don't think Bronny is a pro. Nah. And then Kai says, I think he'll be on the G team for sure. Jaylen says, I hope so. But because of his name, he's going to be with the Lakers. And Angel Reese, again, minding her own damn business. Well, Jaylen Brown, after this video was released, went on Twitter and had this to say. Take a look at his response to the allegation that he said, I don't think Bronny's a pro. Quote, it's a flex to have your son alongside you in the NBA. It reflects greatness and longevity. Bronny has all the tools around him to be successful. I look forward to watching his growth. All right, back to me. The question is on the board. Question, what exactly did Jaylen get wrong here? That tweet is not a denial. That tweet in no way claims that I didn't say what you claim I did say. Jaylen Brown is owning his words here. And what he's saying is the young man has the resources around him. Everything that you'd want, everything that you would need to develop into the best that you possibly could. It's a compliment to LeBron. It's not necessarily complimentary to Bronny. He's rooting for Bronny. But what he got wrong here was just not covering his mouth, which we see in sports, on the field, in coaches, and sometimes celebrities. Because if you're Jaylen Brown, you have to understand this. All eyes, like Tupac said, are on you. That's right. You are 3 weeks removed from NBA Finals MVP. They are watching what you do. They are listening to what you say. And they got videos on you constantly. We just saw at Wimbledon a player's coach picking his nose and going like this, and we thought he was going to eat it. Thank God he didn't. Jaylen Brown's got to know better now to just make sure that in public, what he's saying is not visible and or audible to all. His comments aren't wrong. He's not disrespectful. He's not being petty or mean. He's saying what a lot of people feel, but he's doing so in a public forum without covering his mouth, so then you don't know what he's actually saying. It's all you got to do. That's what he got wrong. We continue on to the countdown to number 6. Tiger Woods responding to Colin Montgomery's comments that Tiger shouldn't still be playing these majors like the Open Championship. He's going to embarrass himself. Take a look at what Tiger said.
Last week from Colin Montgomery, who said, why is he here? He should retire. There's no point to this. Do you feel that's a bit hurtful and you've earned the right to make the decision when you decide?
Well, as a past champion, I'm exempt till I'm 60. Colin's not. He's not a past champion, so he's not exempt.
Wow.
So he doesn't get the opportunity to make that decision. I do.
Wow. He doesn't get the opportunity to make that decision. I do. Meanwhile, there's laughter in the room. Tiger not smiling. Tiger not laughing. Then Tiger got the last word, but I want you to watch very closely. I want you to look for the 3 hard-held blinks that Tiger gives you. This is a body language indication of contempt and disdain. Take a look.
So when I get to be at his age, I can still make that decision. Well, he doesn't.
Whew. 3 of them in short order. Well, then Colin Montgomery said, hold on a minute. Y'all are taking what I said out of context. Here's the tweet that came in yesterday. If golf writers want my thoughts on Tiger, please ask me direct, rather than taking a quote from an interview out of context. Wishing Tiger an enjoyable and successful week. End of tweet. Question is on the board. Question. What is Tiger actually saying here? What he's saying is, I earned the right, literally, by winning it as a champion. You did not. I have an exemption until I'm 60. You don't. Not only can you not decide what I can and can't do, you can't decide what you can and can't do because you didn't earn the exemption. This is a case of one of the greatest competitors of all time, one of the greatest champions of all time, not liking being reminded that he's a shell of his former self. This is Tiger Woods, a very proud competitor, letting himself know in the world in the same time that I can still do things. I am still Tiger Woods. And by the way, if you don't think I belong, don't blame me. No favors were called in. No nepotism was shown. No preferential treatment. These are the rules. I won this championship, which entitles me and anybody else who did to come back and play as long as they want until the age of 60. It's a proud man, a competitor who is reminding everyone, I earned this bleep. Don't get it twisted. Let's continue on to the countdown to number 5, which comes to us from Major League Baseball All-Star Game Week and the Home Run Derby Monday night, the night before the game. Country singer Ingrid Andress performed a national anthem, a Star-Spangled Banner rendition that many won't forget anytime soon. Take a look at the finish of this anthem.
The land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right. Not great. It was actually worse in other parts earlier in the anthem. And then the morning after, Tuesday morning, she released this on Instagram. Take a look at her story. I'm not going to BS y'all. I was drunk last night. I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help I need. That was not me last night. I apologize to Major League Baseball, all the fans, and this country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let y'all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun. Hugging a kiss, Ingrid. Well, I think we should just go to the question on the board. Let's do that. And then we'll come back and show you a tweet that came out. The question's on the board. Question, what is the biggest lesson here? The biggest lesson is, why don't we all slow down to be so judgmental of others, to make assumptions of others? Why don't we all pump the brakes a little bit on wanting to pile on and point out failure and humiliation and embarrassment when people have rough nights? I think the lesson here is we don't know what people are going through. We have no idea what's happening in their lives. We have no idea what life is like for them in that moment. But we love to cast aspersions and rumors, blame, make jokes. Take a look at this tweet that I'm calling upon now from the Bartlett, Illinois Police Department. You'll notice the time on that is 8:34 p.m. Monday night, which means it's before Ingrid announced that she's going to get rehab help for her alcohol problem. Please note, anyone who doesn't wear their seatbelt or speeds through our town will be forced to listen to 4-time Grammy nominee Ingrid Andress's Home Run Derby performance again. They show her singing, and they show Alec Bohm of the Phillies, who was trying not to laugh during the anthem. Yeah, the biggest lesson here is maybe, just maybe, in a world where you can be anything you want, maybe we should just choose to be kind or patient. You don't know what someone is going through or dealing with. Now, with that said, is it possible that this is a PR cover for what happened because then it makes it go away and then it seems like she's being brave? And look at the strongest thing you can ever do is ask for help. The bravest thing you can ever do is to tell people that you're scared and that you can't do it on your own. I hope that she gets the help that she needs. I hope it's not a PR cover, and I hope everyone learns to maybe, just maybe, slow down on, wanting to pile on and point out issues and such and others because you have no idea what they are going through. We continue on to the countdown to number 4. Presented by St. Lucie Battery and Tire, the home of honest, reliable service since 1970. Total Car Care Center, slbt.com. Derek Jeter, speaking of All-Star Week, he had a week. A little bit of love, a little bit of confrontation. Take a look at Derek Jeter sitting down with, mind you, former rival and then teammate Alex Rodriguez, former rival Big Papi, and also Ellie De La Cruz. Listen to what Ellie De La Cruz says amidst these 3 legends about who his favorite player was.
But I grew up as a Jeter fan.
Nice.
He was my favorite player growing up.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Look at Papi.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
You too, man.
Look at Papi.
Hey, real quick, let me just...
That's a nice moment right there. But look at Papi, a little awkward for him. And then we've got Derek Jeter as a guest on Colin Cowherd. Colin trying to make reference to the pitching of Paul Skeens in relation to Jeter's era, Nolan Ryan, and that's a crazy comparison regardless. But Derek Jeter's not one to trifle. He's not one to mess with. Take a look at this.
You faced, obviously, you were in the Nolan Ryan era. But
No.
What, not even
19 no's.
Slow down. Slow down. No, I was way after Nolan.
Okay,
Way
after Nolan. Okay.
Yeah, way after Nolan. Okay. First of all, in typical Fox production value effort, you saw Dolphins footage in Tua in the middle of that, which had no place. How about Jeter? No. And then he says way after. Meanwhile, 2 years after. Nolan Ryan's last game was 93. Derek Jeter broke in May of 95. Take a look at this picture right here. Take a look at this picture right here. This is a still photograph I mentioned before. That is Ellie De La Cruz reaching across Big Papi to shake Derek Jeter's hand, such a fan of his. Now, that's an awkward position for Big Papi because he didn't say anything about him or to him. Instead, he's got to get out the way while he shows love to Derek Jeter. All right, the question's on the board. Question, what is the most awkward part in all of this? There's a little bit of awkwardness with Ellie De La Cruz completely ignoring Alex Rodriguez and Alex not knowing what to do. And then Big Papi being caught in the crossfire, having to get out of the way of the handshake. And then, of course, you've got Colin Cowherd on his own show getting shut down, interrupted, and closed by Derek Jeter, who says, no. Literally, Colin stopping in his tracks, and then Jeter saying way after, which is not accurate. The most accurate part in all of this is the fanboy love that De La Cruz has for Jeter while ignoring the other two players, because I've been on both sides of this. I've been in the situation where someone was a big fan of mine and ignoring people next to me who were every bit, if not much more talented, successful what they do. As vice versa, I've also been in the position where somebody knew who I was, didn't care, and was very interested in showing love to somebody else who's a contemporary or colleague even of mine. It's awkward because you don't know what to do. So you do what Big Papi does, and that you just look at Jeter, like, look at the love you're getting, because you can't look at De La Cruz. If you do that, what you're saying, it may come off as, what about me? You want to meet me? Very, very awkward when someone doesn't address everyone and say, big fan of all you guys, grew up on you, Jeter. That's just ideally how you'd want it to be to make, not me. I hate when it's awkward for people. I hate when it's embarrassing for people. I've been on both sides of this. Trust me when I tell you. It can be hilarious after the fact, but not in those moments. We continue on in the countdown all the way up to number 3, presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Take back control of your life. This is the open to the All-Star game last night. Watch close. This is a drone camera that's going to fly into the stadium and then make its way onto the field. Watch this.
See out. Come on inside this massive,
epic
building.
So far, so good.
Globe Life Field.
What are we doing now?
First time since the 1930s, the defending World Series
Look at
champ
this.
hosts the All-Star game.
Look at this.
It's the 2024 MLB All-Star Game on Fox,
Look at
presented
that.
by MasterCard.
Come on, man. That's like a dream. That's like a dream. That's like how I fly. When I'm having a dream, that's how I fly in a dream. The question is on the board. Question. Is this corny or is this cool AF? This is super cool AF. Who would it? First of all, how about the gig? How about some kid that learned to get good on drones and now he's got a gig like with the networks flying drones? This is how I want this flying like in a football game. Why can't we have one of these behind the quarterback? Is it a gambling thing? What's if it falls out of the sky, disrupts the play? Like, get more drones inside the action. That's access that's beyond anything we imagine. Hockey, I know in the Stanley Cup final, they had a little bit of one. It wasn't over the ice. It was over the stands, but it was a different perspective. Flying into the building, flying through, that's amazing. I love that. More drones for me. We continue all the way up to number 2. Like the video. Hit subscribe for us, please. More All-Star Weekend festivities. Gunnar Henderson of the Baltimore Orioles being asked to do a cartoon impression, and in this case, Scooby-Doo. Take a listen.
Hey, Gunnar, real quick. Give me that Scooby-Doo impression. Yeah, give me.
All right. Raggy.
All right. Okay. All right. Wasn't terrible. Here's the question, though. Question's on the board. Is a Scooby-Doo impression even a flex? Watch how easy it is to do a Scooby-Doo impression. See, Cat?
Raggy.
See what that was actually better than I expected. Anybody can do a Scooby-Doo impression. I don't know why they're so impressed. It is not a flex. It is a given. Literally anyone can do a Scooby-Doo. Just go, ruh-roh. That's all you got to do. And by the way, speaking of Scooby-Doo, Magic Johnson, Scooby-Doo. Never been seen. Same place, same time. Just saying. Think about it. Visually, Scooby-Doo, facially, Irvin Magic Johnson. Might be the same person. We continue to number 1. Presented by Celsius. Essential energy drinks. Live fit. All the good stuff. None of the bad. Get your energy drinks. Celsius. They've taken over the game. And certainly the fight game as well. Friday night, we will have the face-off. Saturday night, we will have Mike Perry filling in for Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. They sat down face-to-face. Watch this. Listen to this. Wrestling nerds, you tell me. Is it more Hulk Hogan? Is it more Macho Man Savage? Either way, does it look like these guys are ready to beat the bleep out of each other with real hatred in a boxing ring Saturday night? Mind you, on pay-per-view. Take a look.
Oh, brother, let me tell you what they're gonna see. Let me tell you what they're gonna see, Michael Perry. You listen to me, brother.
It's like a
You're
highway.
going down, flat into the ground.
Ooh.
When I get my hands on you Saturday night, I'm gonna eat you in one bite.
Oh, he's rhyming.
Yes, sir, Michael Perry.
He's rhyming, but
you
he ain't got that timing.
You ain't
got
scary,
that
Michael
speed that you
Perry.
need.
All you are
All
is
you
hairy.
got is greed. And
You
you're
don't
gonna
want
bleed.
this. I'm gonna take a all on your grave. You ain't brave. Listen to me, brother. I'll show you who the American badass is.
Thought it was your brothers, the USA champion.
What's happening? Not just conversation.
He's the U.S. champ.
They beat Dylan Dennis.
That's right. Yeah. That's good stuff right there. The question's on the board. Question, is this good or bad to sell this fight? This is not ideal to sell a normal fight. This is not a normal fight. This is a replacement fight. This is Mike Perry coming in from Mike Tyson. Just a little bit of a difference in brand and recognition and Q rating against, be honest, Jake Paul, who's a decent boxer, but who needs to be the hated villain. In every equation, he needs to be the bad guy, the villain. This is actually good because it's fun. And you can tell these guys don't hate each other, and they're not going to pretend to hate each other. They're not going to manufacture that nonsense because they know. Everybody knows it's not real. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't be authentic. And people are getting better at knowing when stuff is being nonsense, just trying to sell you. People are actually getting better at that. This is good. This is fun. It makes it kind of fun. They're funny together. And you kind of want to watch how this plays out now. Again, presented by Celsius. Just like that, we're done. Hit like, hit subscribe. And remember, kids, while every day above ground is a good day, some are just more questionable than others. Say goodnight to the bad guy. See you on Friday.